Michael Ross is looking for trouble here. Look, Gav has his own emoji. It's outrageous. Well, let's talk about, again, it's Jerry's friend, but we'll start with Paul talking about O'Reilly. So he's, 10 goals now, is he? Double figures, Christmas time. That's good going. A free scoring, assisting, young midfielder. Now a full international, not internationalist. So we have to expect some serious offers for him, do we not? In January, surely there's people going to want him.
Well, you'd think so, but the only one that seems to have been floated around is Inter wanting a loan to buy, which just seems ludicrous. Like, why would you do that? It's nonsense. I think Inter are having to get rid of players because for financial reasons. So for me, I've said for a long time, we just can't let him go. The prominence and the rise of Bernardo does give me a bit of the fear, because we know what this board is like. However, given what's just gone on in the last few weeks, I think we've just got the feel good factor back. The place was, we're laughing at the other lot's meltdown. Our place was a meltdown 5 games ago, and we've had 4 games, 12 from 12, great run, feel good factors back. We're all laughing at the other side. The board's been given a bit of a reprieve by the form and the manager of the team. So to then throw all that goodwill out the window by getting rid of O'Reilly, even for a big fee now, just when the title, let's be honest, the title race is still in the balance. I fully expect us to go in and win the league, but it's not a done deal yet. And if you let our best player go, I don't care for how much look, the one thing Celtic do not need at the minute is more money. If depending on what you think, the balance sheet's sitting at somewhere between 70 and 100 million bucks, a million quid, not bucks. So we've got it coming out of our ears and every other orifice, and we're not spending it. So that we don't need, however much somebody drops, that's the magic number, which wouldn't be probably enough knowing this board. We don't need to take anyone's cash right now, unless he gets, a horrific injury, which, hopefully not. His price is only going to go up between now and the summer. We need to hang on to him. He can be part of the catalyst that pushes us to another title, hopefully a double. And then, let somebody write the fattest check they can manage in the summer, and we wave him off into the sunset, with a tear in our eye, but glad that he's been around to do the job. These kind of players are never going to hang around for the long term.
Sure.
But we need to resist every attempt to purchase him now, because it's not in our interests, and I can see absolutely no benefit other than to fill the coffers further, which, as I've said, we don't need.
Okay. Do you think that's a view that's shared at board level, Ian? If Jota money comes in for him, what's going to happen?
To be honest with you, I think we'd probably have to be asking for more than Jota money for O'Reilly, simply based on the fact that he's got the English nationality. So all those clubs down there in the Premier League, which are cash rich,
it's Danish.
I know, but he is still English, still holds English passport, so he counts as locally trained and all that. So it's a bit like CCV in that point. Like, had CCV not been injured and performed at the level he had, he becomes a bit more of a saleable asset because of that. I think this board, 100% has. There'll be a figure in mind. They will let him go. I think we also need to shake the idea that someone in the comments said latest is that Aston Villa are preparing a bid, and we'd be like, well, why would you be leaving to go to Aston Villa? Got to get that out of our heads. Jota went to Saudi, Giakoumakis to MLS, things like that. These players will go, and they might not go to the clubs that we think they should go to. It's going to come down to how much money's offered. I think if we see anything over 25 mil.
25, you say? That's interesting, because I've prepared a little table for us to look at to consider the reality of what happens if we do get a Jota offer. Now, let's compare Jota and MattORiley. We bought Jota for 6.5 million, MattORiley for 1.5. And Jota had a 30% sell-on clause, right? MattORiley has nothing, no sell-on clause from Milton Keynes MK Dons, franchise FC, right? So same sale price, 25 million each. There's the sell-on amount for Jota was 7.5 million. It'll be nothing for MattORiley. So we received 17.5 for Jota. We'll receive the full 25 for MattORiley. That'll mean a profit of 11 million from Jota, profit on MattORiley, 23.5. And then look at that return received over what was paid. 269%.
Definitely some money there to pay for McKenna.
But look at the difference in that. I mean, selling MattORiley will make us more than twice the profit that selling Jota did. Now, this is the stuff that the board look at, right? It's not. They might be thinking, "This is great. We've had Bernardo. He's the next MattORiley. We can sell this guy now." Well, hold on. We can sell this guy now. There's no guarantee keeping him is going to get us into the Champions League, right? And that's like a 60 million bonus. But look, here's 23.5 staring you in the face right now. 23.5 million. Okay, Paul, there's things more important in life than money. Let's go to Jerry then. Jerry.
Well, look, keep him, get the Champions League, 60 million, sell him for the same money. You've made even more cash.
If you'd asked me immediately after what Paul had said, I would have said what Paul said previously. I agree. I don't think we will sell him. I hope to God we don't, and I pray to God that the fucking board don't prove me wrong in this. But it would be nonsensical for us to go and sell MattORiley at this point, and I don't think he wants to be sold at this point either. So that'd be even worse if we sold him when he didn't want to be sold. I think he's pretty settled in his mind. I'm pretty sure that he's going to go at the end of the season, and I think he'll go for more than 25 million. So if we can hold him till the end of the season, certainly get more than 25 million, then that little spreadsheet of yours looks even more impressive. If you
so hold on, Jerry, are you saying that if Aston Villa came in with 25 mil, right? So let's say tomorrow, you're confident O'Reilly's going to go nah, and this board are going to go nah.
When I read that Aston Villa, some fucking doctor said he would he's fit and he would pass a medical no problem for Villa, was all that I read earlier on that. Villa are interesting though, I think, because Villa, I don't know what they are they third in the Premiership just now? That might be an interesting one. So I don't think there are many teams that if they came in from that would turn his head, but that is an interesting one, Ian. Again, I pray that it doesn't come to pass, but I don't think I just I don't see I wouldn't see again, to Paul's point, there's not a lot of business logic in going and doing that. If keeping MattORiley gives us more chance of that big honeypot or pot of gold at the end of the season in the Champions League, then we don't need more money in the bank right now. What we certainly don't need is to get to the end of the season and not have the pot of gold for the Champions League. That's a bigger risk.
And the other lot to have it and sort of
exactly
even more of a kick on.
Advantage completely wiped out. Yeah.
I mean, I hear you. I'm just trying to put myself in the role of one of the board members, thinking to myself, we can sell this player that we bought a couple of seasons ago for next to nothing, massive profit, get that in the bank, tell him we're the ones who make the decisions, not these players. They're just assets. We'll tell him we've accepted an offer from Villa. We'll tell Rodgers we're going to buy Bernardo, so we're going to replace O'Reilly, and you're to make do with the players at your disposal. And we're still confident you're going to win the league. That might happen. That might happen.
Well, I'm sure, but the Bernardo money will have been accounted for previously. I'm sure. I mean, that's a they'll have a contingency that if they're going to make it. I mean, I don't.
Or think whatever assurances they feel they need to give Rodgers to placate him.
Yeah, I mean, Rodgers. We've seen some of the comments that Rodgers has made over what he needs in the team to take it forward. I think going and selling his biggest asset for no matter how much money it was, I can't imagine that Brendan would be overly happy with that.
Well, especially because we're going to Hitati's off to the Asia Cup.
Yeah,
you sell him. You're going to need to go and buy somebody equally good
You're in 2 players.
These are all perfectly good points, but it's our board. It's like,
well, yeah, look, I get the skepticism, but I think, well, one, I think to the earlier point, I think Lovett's point and Jerry's point is, I see why you've done the spreadsheet to compare them, Gav, but and to Ian's point, it should be well over 25. Like look at who they've just loaned there across the other side of the city. That Silva, what's he called? Silva, is that his name?
Yeah.
Wolves paid 38 million for that idiot, and he was, I think, 17 or 18 year old from Benfica's under 21s. He done nothing. That's the money that's down there. And to the earlier point, he's got the English passport. He's got now a full international. He's paid Champions League. He's absolutely flying for us. The only thing that's capping his fee is that he plays in Scotland. But we've sent enough players down there by now that it's not the offers that are being capped. It's our board's reluctance to get market value. Benfica get market value, and they're in an outside 5 league. Ajax get market value. It's about time we started getting market value. It's because we roll over and let go to 25 million. Great, let's have it. No, 40 million, let's have it. 40 million, and then we've got a conversation. Oh yeah,
imagine how much Matt would be worth if he got a sacred heart and a rosary beads tattooed in his arm. He'd be worth 50 million then.
I get the skepticism, but it doesn't make any sense, neither footballing or financial, to let him go in January.
No. Alex says Peter Grant.
The only way I can see him going is if, to Ian's earlier point about Aston Villa, or to the guy's earlier point about Aston Villa, if somebody comes in that's clearly in a much bigger opportunity on ridiculous wages, and the player actually says, "Yeah, I'd like to go for that," that opportunity might not come around again. But I don't think that I think that's the only scenario where that could happen. I think he does want to see the season out.